If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the live. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be talking about what is going on with Boots and just open boxing talk. Normally, I don't come on Fridays. This is just a pop-up live for me. As you all can see, I was able to hit my 1,000 subscriber mark today. So congratulations to me. But really, it's congratulations to you guys for subbing to the channel, liking my comments, my content, sharing my content, coming joining with me, chit chatting on these lives. Appreciate y'all. I just wanted to let you know you all are greatly appreciated. So how's everybody Friday evening doing? I don't think I've ever done a Friday live, so I don't know who gonna be in here, but really I'm gonna drop the link soon because I just want this to be a boxing conversation. I'm not up here to go on and on. I really don't have too much prepared. I just was sitting here. What I'm really supposed to be doing is cleaning up, doing laundry, making a grocery list, and doing all of that stuff. But I'll do it later. Want to come on here and chit chat with you guys tonight. Let's see who we got in the building. We got realistic Washington fan. Thank you. All things in the building. David Tassane. Thank you. Got H Money in the building. What up, H Money? What is going on? Alan Sostan. What's going on, Alan Sostan? He say this gonna be entertaining. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna see how any entertaining we gonna be tonight. Like I say, this is just a pop-up live. I just wanted to come up here and chit chat with y'all. What y'all up to tonight? Obviously, not too much if you're on here with me, right? But man, a lot has happened in a week. I mean, I was trying to make content to keep up with everything, but everything be moving so fast. Dragon Assassin official in the building. What's going on? Dragon, somebody just left a comment on one of my videos, said you told him to come sub to the channel. So I think that was you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see if that was you. But yeah. Yep, somebody said you told him to sub to the channel. So I appreciate that. Alan say I was the first person to say the name correctly. I appreciate that. I mean, Alan Sostan, that's how it looked to me. But man, a lot has happened this week. It's been a lot going on, and I really wanted to have a conversation about all this Boots drama. Now, I just seen, if anybody could drop a link or a tweet or a video or something in the chat, is Boots really about to vacate the 47 belt and move up? Does anybody know if there's any truth to that? Smooth Criminal in the building. What's going on? Nobody know if the Boots stuff is true. Now, there's a lot of talk. David, I don't know. I mean, I just seen a headline. You know how people do with the clickbait and the YouTube videos, but I'm waiting on somebody to not verify, but just say if they've heard. Okay, Dragon say I've heard that rumor too. So he's heard the rumor too. So I don't know what's going on with that. And I mean, this conversation just can go so many different ways, and you can see it from so many different perspectives. Did anybody duck anybody in this situation? I want to know what the chat think. If you think there was a duck in this situation from either side, whether you think it was Norman or whether you think it was Boots, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that there was a duck in this situation, put a 1 in the chat. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily consider any of this a duck. What up, VA Money Group? What's going on? I don't know if VA Money Group say it's no ducking. I don't know if I would consider Mr. Boxing Fanatic. What's going on? I'm about to drop the link in 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link now. I don't know if I consider any of this going on a duck, but I do think that it's a very odd and weird situation, in my opinion. I mean, if this was some people believe that this was gonna be Boots' quote unquote best opponent, and this was the fight to make at 47. And why didn't they just give him what he was asking for to make the fight? That's one perspective. Another perspective, you have people like, I mean, why would we give you $2 million to make this fight? Just because you have a belt, you don't have any metrics to go by. You never headlined a card. You haven't defended the belt. You ain't never been up, like all of these things that you haven't done, and you think just because you're a champion and you got a belt, you can come and demand any type of money you want. And because you're quote unquote taking a risk, and because you're gonna have fees because you're trying to come across the street to make a fight. And let me cover that real quick. I don't think a lot of people understand that when these fighters want to go to different promotional companies to make fights with these belts, they're charging them 20-25% off top just to go over there and fight. So think about do you want 25% of your purse taken because you're gonna go make a championship fight at that? So I want people to keep that in mind when they're saying people freezing people out, or promotional companies protecting their fighters and they don't want them to fight these people. No, it's fees involved with this stuff. It's fees involved. And that's why I say y'all gotta understand. I don't care. Like, if you don't care about it, fine. but you got to be more informed about what's going on the business side of boxing so you can really understand why things are or are not happening, or you will continue to be frustrated. There's a lot of people that's probably frustrated that the Norman Boots fight didn't happen. But first of all, it wasn't even a fight, in my opinion, people were really checking for like that. But when it came up, people were like, okay, cool, that'll be an interesting fight. But you got to cross the street, you got to pay all these fees, you got to pay all these people. We got paid in full in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, sir?
We got Slap Happy Gorilla in the building. What's going on, Slap Happy Gorilla?
Hey, salute, Queen. Salute.
What's going on? What's going on? So, and as I was watching this whole situation unfold, there was a few things that Brian Norman Sr. said, and it led me to a few different conclusions. Now, one, I don't know if Brian Norman Sr. really thought that he would get $2 million, $2.5 million to fight Boots. I don't know if he really thought that would happen. I don't know if he was using this, because I did hear him say in one of those videos, you gotta attach your name to another fighter. So I don't know if he was doing this to attach Brian Norman Jr. to Boots. I don't know. I don't know why he was doing any of this. I'm not sure exactly what his intentions are. But some people may say, man, you should have took the 1.7 million. Like that would have been your highest payday, and you would have been fighting for another shot at the belt. And some people were saying, well, they should pay him more money because it's a risk and he got fees and all of that. Yeah. And I can't say which side is right or wrong, but I do believe that if you have to do all that and you want all that, then the fight, and it's that hard to get it, then the fight just might not necessarily be ready yet. Now, you can't apply all these things across the board to every situation that happened in boxing, because the things are situational, so it's a little different. But you have somebody who essentially got emailed a belt, no title defenses, ain't fought in their hometown, ain't headlined a card, haven't done none of that, and it's just going to walk into a situation because they got a belt and get $2 million.
Yeah, so that's what. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with you. That's where I'm at with it, because what I'm looking at the situation far as his dad, Norman Senior or whatever, he just kept talking about what Boots got paid. But you got to understand, Boots has already headlined a card. Your son has never headlined a card, let alone been a main event. So the money that you asking for, it's like it's kind of like a duck, because you pricing yourself out. Because if you have never made that type of payday before, and I'm offering you this, okay, so now you got to come to take what I got in order for you to be the man. So if you believe in your skills how you say you do, and you believe your son not he really like that, then take the risk. Sometimes you got to sacrifice to get what you want to get. I'm not saying that Boo's supposed to take a lot of fighters not gonna take pay cuts or whatever to make certain fights and stuff. But again, Boots need that belt to be undisputed, and Norman need the you know what I'm saying, the spotlight of Boots, you know what I'm saying, to become the man. And that's his opportunity. So I think it's a price out, Doug. That's my only issue with it. I feel like it's a price out.
Yeah, I definitely could see how you could think that, but I mean, and boxing is so, sinister, I guess you can use the word, because if this is true, if Boots really dropped his belt and moved up to 54, I would be mad as hell at Eddie Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
Because you knew when I came to you what my goals were. I told you my goals were to be undisputed at 47. Yeah. You should have been doing pretty much, even though I'm on the side like, man, I'm not about to give you that money. But then it's like, what is Eddie Hearn gonna do to get you to where you said your goals were? Because it's almost kind of like you played me. You probably sat me
Yeah.
down, took me out to a nice dinner, told me you was gonna be doing all these things. You got Turkey backing you.
Mm-hmm.
You say you're gonna pay me, get my $3 million, guarantee a fight, and I'll be able to. He's not asking to be overpaid because of his skill
Mm-hmm.
level, because his
Mm-hmm.
revenue is not matching his skill level. But he's not sitting there
Right.
asking for $5 million and all this stuff because he's so good and got a belt and all that. He's not doing that. All he wanted was to be undisputed at 47. They've been talking about that for years. His dad been talking about it. But I get here and you can't even get me a shot to unify.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't think about it like that.
Yeah.
And so we sitting here hearing Turkey got all this money, Turkey making the fight the fans want to see. Well, and I was on a live earlier and somebody mentioned the boxing source JR, shout out to him, that the reason why Turkey is probably not involved is because the fight wouldn't be on a Riyadh season card. Well, put it on the Riyadh season card then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's
I mean,
exciting
if that's
enough.
the problem, what you
Mm-hmm.
say, Gorilla?
He's exciting enough, man. Look, he can take that Riyadh season to another level. Boots is a very exciting fighter, man. I don't see why he doesn't try to leverage that, like you say. I think he should.
Cornelius Burnett, what's going on? And then now you got to ask yourself, and y'all can let me know in the chat, what 54 pounders, because really all the smoke for 54 is where? PBC.
PBC.
The
Yep.
belts at 54 is where?
PBC.
Yeah.
PBC. And the reason he left PBC, from what I hear, I don't know how true it is because they were telling him, advising him that he should go to 54.
That's
Mm.
my first time hearing that. Damn, I ain't even know that. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
heard on the YouTube streets. I don't know how true it is, but because nobody wanted to fight him at 47.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I heard a
Yeah.
lot of people saying nobody wanted to fight him, so that's what I'm thinking the situation was. I know it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That situation. But, if, you know what I'm saying? Even looking at it like that, though, like, I wouldn't have went to Eddie Hearn, man, because, like, I just can't rock with, I don't know, man. Eddie Hearn be doing too much sneaky shit, man. And it's like, not even only that, like, just before he signed Shakur, bro, the nigga came out and said that before he even signed Shakur, that Shakur was boring and nobody wants to watch him fight and all this
Yep,
shit. Like, and I'm like, bro, why would you go and
yep,
sign to this nigga, bro?
Let's
yep.
welcome Dragon Assassin and Mr. Moss to the panel.
Salute.
So
What's going on?
and then Mr. Moss, you got a lot of background noise. I'm just gonna mute you real quick. And so
My bad.
when you think about it that way, like, and listen, y'all, I'm all over the place today. I'm just hopping up here. I'm just speaking off the dome. I ain't got nothing wrote down or nothing like that. But when you think about Eddie Hearn and the position that he's in and supposedly the relationship he has with Turkey, why wouldn't you put this on the Riyadh season card? And maybe it's because they had to have it done before the purse bid with the Karen fight.
Hmm.
So maybe that's why they didn't do it. If I was Boost, I just would have rematched Karen. Fuck it. And then let's see if we can get this Brian Norman fight next on the Riyadh season card, and then we can go from there. Because I'm already guaranteed my $3 million.
Yeah.
And I'm most likely probably gonna sell out. I'm in Philly again. If I could sell out with Avanesian, I could sell out with Karen.
Yeah,
So
but that's the thing. But that's the only issue, though. Like, a lot of people, hey, baby, Carol. A lot of people don't like to like want to see that fight no more because of what happened the first time. I mean, nobody want to watch somebody come in there to survive for 12 rounds and run around the damn ring. But I mean, shit, at this point, bro, that's why I said if Boots want that belt really bad, bro, he's gonna have to sacrifice, man. At this, he's gonna have to sacrifice. I ain't saying that it's a good thing to do, but yeah, shit, he's gonna have to sacrifice.
Benaya Bright, what's going on? Kenso Love 1. the family thing. What's up? And I mean, I hear you, paid in full with the sacrifice, but we gotta stop this simping for belts. We can't keep telling these fighters that they should just give up whatever because this person has a belt. Especially depending on the situation, right? Now you got a
Yeah,
fighter that just got emailed a belt, and all of a sudden they want $2 million. Like, nah, man, I'm not just finna give you whatever you want like that. I'm not finna take a pay cut when we fighting in my hometown. These are my
right,
fans coming to see me fight. Nah, bro, like, come on, we gotta be realistic.
right. No, you right.
Mr. Marsh, you gonna say something?
Yeah, is my mic better now? Is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool. You sound a little loud, but
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah, my bad. I'll back it up a little bit. Is that better right there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't like what's going on, man. Like, I mean, what's happening in boxing and this back and forth and purse bidding and making money and talking and posturing in the media. It's becoming old, right? It's getting tiresome, right? I mean, why can't we just get guys in the ring and just fight? And I like when you talked about Eddie Hearn. I mean, Eddie Hearn he's a good businessman, but he's not the best. I mean, I wouldn't want Eddie Hearn as my fucking manager in boxing. He's a shrewd dude, right? Like most boxing promoters are. So I get it. But I mean, I just want to see these two dudes fight. If they got real animosity, I don't care about sparring because sparring doesn't tell the full details. Like, can we just get the best fighting the best and stop all this in between BS? I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, and then here's the thing, like, to be honest, and y'all may disagree, but Norman and Boots ain't got no cachet, ain't got no place in boxing to be talking shit anyways. They ain't done nothing in the sport really. Neither one of them have done anything. They ain't beat no real champions, right? And so just shut the hell up and fight. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, Boots is kind of diva a little bit. I don't like that, right? He ain't done nothing in the sport to act like a diva. He ain't Canelo, he ain't Terrence, he's not even Errol Spence, right? He ain't Tank, he ain't Devin. And so at times he acts as if he's arrived. And really
How
he
is he?
hasn't.
How is he act? How is he acting like that? I mean, how do you feel like? Why do you say
Yeah,
he's a
that's what.
diva? Like, what is he? What
Yeah,
has he
that's what I
done
was
to make
finna
you
get
say
on.
that?
What has he done to make me say that?
Yeah,
Just by some of his communications, his interviews. I think mainly just the way he in the last. You know what? I'm gonna be honest here. 2 cents and paid in full. You know what? I misspoke. I'm not gonna put that on Boots. I'm gonna put that on his daddy. Maybe to me, his daddy is the one who comes across as that way, right? And so I'll just say the Boots team. I'll just say that now. It's just the way that they carry themselves in boxing. They haven't.
but
I mean, what the
but
hell has Boots done in boxing for anybody in his team to be talking the way they're talking? Absolutely
how are
nothing.
they? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How are they talking? Because I've always seen them stand up, but I ain't never really seen them talk crazy for real unless they got to fight.
You don't think the people around him, mainly his daddy, talks as if his son has arrived and deserves to be on that level? You don't
I
get
think
that
I
sense
think
from him?
he
But
I think he talks as if they're very confident in their
yeah,
skill and who they
Yeah.
are, and they do
Mhm.
feel like they should be on that level because I mean, I guess he's been in the gym or been doing whatever he's been doing for however long. But the real
Right.
issue is he's having trouble getting the fights. Listen, I've been watching Boots since like way years ago. I seen a
Yeah.
video years ago with Boots, and in the video he said, "I'm having a hard time finding fights." We're at the
Yeah.
point now to where we're paying people just to fight me. Like, I'm not making no money. So moving forward,
mhm.
all of these years later, you're telling me it's the same thing, and then you want to
Yeah.
tell me I ain't the
It
shit?
is.
Yeah,
Well,
like
you
that's the
can't be the
crazy
shit.
part.
You can't be the shit though. Listen, I don't care I don't care how well you do in sparring. I don't care what the perception is of your boxing style, but you can't be the shit until you prove it in the ring. And he hasn't
How
Yeah,
proven
can
it
you
I?
in the
can't
ring
get. But
How
yet.
look,
He
how
listen
am
hasn't.
I
though.
gonna
He
prove it?
hasn't.
How
I'm
can he
sorry.
prove it? How can he
But this,
prove it?
that's
And
what I'm
this
Listen,
and
saying.
this
If
is the
he,
thing
Yeah.
too. This is the point I want to make too. If Boots and Brian Norman would have fought and Boots beat Brian Norman, he would have got no credit. And let me tell you why. They would have said Brian Norman ain't fought nobody. He didn't even defend the belt. He just got emailed that belt. They would have said all of that and discredited his opponent. It's not Boots' fault that Terrence Crawford dropped the belt, didn't want to fight him. It's not Boots' fault that Brian Norman outpricing himself and don't really want to fight, or it seems as though he doesn't really want to fight him. And he may really want to fight him, but he don't want to fight him more than making $2 million.
right.
Yeah, I think
before it paid in full, though, just real quick. I see a lot of mistakes with Boots in the ring. I do. He's wide open for shots that an elite fighter, he's not gonna last in the sport of boxing doing what the fuck he's doing right now. He's just not. He makes a lot of mistakes, and ain't nobody checked that chin yet because his face is wide. His chin is wide open up in the air. His defense is horrible, and so when I say he hasn't proved it yet, you have to prove it to me inside the ring, right? Like, I mean, who has he fought on that level for him to feel like he's the shit? Nobody, and he makes tons of mistakes. He makes
But
tons of
that's the
mistakes.
thing, though. He can't get
Come on,
people in
man.
the ring with him. That's the issue, bro.
Well, both
yeah,
things should be true at the same time, paid in full. Listen. I'm sorry, just real quick. I agree with you, and both things can be true at the same time. He's not getting the fights that he wants to get because of, I don't know, perception or behind the scenes sparring, fucking rumors, whatever. But he makes a lot of mistakes, bro. And I don't think Terrence Crawford ducked him. Terrence went to 54, and
No,
so
I didn't
I
say
mean,
he ducked him. He just didn't want to
oh,
fight him.
okay,
He
yeah,
just
no
yeah,
reason
he
to
just
fight
didn't
him.
want to fight him. Slap
I
Happy
agree.
Gorilla,
Yeah,
you
no
had
reason to
something you
fight him.
wanted to say?
yeah, I think that Boots Ennis is in a very, very like odd position. If you look at it, Boots has 30, he's 32-0. He has 32 fights. What fighter do you know that has that many fights that if they have the, like you said, the perceived skills that he has not made a name for himself? I think that right now the sport of boxing is kind of like at a crossroads where it's becoming more of a business than a sport, and like the Mayweather era is gone. Canelo era is like moving out of the window. Now you have like um guys like Tank that's becoming the face of boxing. And the reason why is because of where he is from a promotional standpoint. They have built up his name. And he Boots Ennis lacks that. He haven't had his name totally built up to the place where he could earn the amount of money that matches his perceived skills. Now, the thing is, the 32-0, 29 knockouts is phenomenal if you just looking. But like y'all said, he hasn't really like he needs that crossover fight. But I think by him signing with Eddie Hearn, you look at Eddie Hearn's track record, he hasn't been the one to exactly get you the crossover fights in America. Like promoting American boxers. He hasn't been able to do that. But like Boots is saying now, like, hey, at this point, I'm paying people to fight me. I just want to make some money. Eddie Hearn can get him some money made, but I really don't think Eddie Hearn was the right choice to get him in a position where he gets that crossover fight. If he does get it for him, that would be phenomenal. But for right now, like you said, 2 Cents, even the Brian Norman fight, I mean, he would Brian Norman, um, I really don't think is ready for the level of a Boots Ennis. Um, I hear what you're saying, bro. Ennis hadn't really fought anybody, but he's further along than Brian Norman. And if he beats up on Brian Norman, nobody's gonna give him the credit. Now he'll get the belt, but he will not get that crossover sense of he's arrived. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
He
let me
just is
let me respond. I want to respond to you real quick. Not to cut you
okay.
off, Slap Happy Gorilla, but one, I don't understand why these Black American fighters are going to with Eddie Hearn.
That he just want to make money.
I'm not understanding that. Two, Eddie Hearn ain't got no belts over there, so I don't know why he went. And three, we also have to hold Ennis accountable in this situation because you should have been moved up to 54. I don't
He
know
can.
why, and this undisputed at 47 thing. I mean, I get that that's your goal, but when you seen the champions over at PBC didn't want to fight you, and I don't know if they didn't fight you because you wasn't exclusively signed to PBC or whatever it was. If you wasn't gonna do that, you should have moved up to 54. Now you're over here with Eddie Hearn, now a champion is quote unquote ducking you. And what are you gonna do? They got the rumors that you're moving up, but are you really going to do that? And to be honest, who's to say people will fight him at 54? Some people say
Yeah.
he'll be able to get fights at 54 because the gloves are bigger, the fighters are bigger, they punch hard too. So maybe he'll be able to get fights then, but that's no guarantee either. But Boots has to have some type of accountability for the way his career is going and why he doesn't have the recognition, even though he's not out here complaining about it, at least not publicly. But he do have to take some accountability to that. Dragon Assassin Official, what you got?
Yeah, pretty much what Slap was saying. Pretty much agree with most of what he's saying. The only thing is, I think Boots is a incredible boxer. Like the way I rank Tank, but the problem is Boots has no charisma outside of the ring. Inside of the ring is brilliant, but outside the ring is a bit like he's not as bad as Crawford, but his character's not developed. And like Slap says, he's not been promoted well. I personally think that everyone that's moved to Eddie Hearn, they've only got themselves to blame. Because if you look at his roster does nothing for anybody. He should have stayed with the American company. Eddie Hearn has nobody over his camp that can really do anything beneficial towards Boots. So when Boots is doing his negotiations with Brian Norman, Eddie Hearn's got nothing to offer. And I think Eddie Hearn's got a part to play with the negotiations failing as well. I'm not blaming Eddie Hearn totally, but I think he didn't do enough because, like you say, he's got Turkey. Where's all this? Oh, we've got Turkey, can back you. Where's Turkey to give Norman that little extra money? It doesn't have to come from Eddie Hearn's pocket, but it could have come from Turkey's, and then we could have had a fight. But again, Boots and Eddie Hearn to blame as well as Norman. I think Norman outpriced himself too, so it's just one of those things.
Jarrell Hattie, what's going on? SBG Mello, what's going on? Flyer Frequency, what is up? Listen, if you're in the building and you haven't punched that like and subscribe button, be sure to punch it. Join the channel. If you haven't hit that like button, please punch that like button so we can get more people joined in on the conversation. And if you would like to donate to the channel, you can hit me on the Cash App at 2 cents boxing. But yeah, I don't know, and I'm interested. I said this in a video, I believe. I'm interested to see what Eddie Hearn do with these fighters because I don't understand why Shakur went over there. Like you literally sat down and seen what fighters they had. You literally sat down and seen what 47-pound fighters they had. I mean, let's say this whole Brian Norman thing wasn't a big deal and Boots had to fight Kieran. Who would he fight next? Conor Benn? Like, who does Eddie have? And or do they think they're going to be they're going to become international stars because they're going to be fighting the UK fighters and all this other stuff? But it doesn't really work like that.
No, it doesn't at all.
I'm about to drop the link in the chat if anybody want to come up here and drop their 2 cents on the conversation. Pay it for what you got. Oh, well, go ahead, Dragon Assassin.
The thing is, it's good to try and get yourself seen abroad, but like over in the UK, nobody really knows who Boots is or Shakur. And the thing is, it would have been better if Boots or Shakur had stayed with like top ranked PBC or like American company to get the fights that they need to establish themselves, because then they'd get recognized in the UK anyway. Because like you say, in the UK, most of the people know who Tank is.
You're in the UK?
Yeah.
I mean, I hear
That's
the
what.
accent, but you could still be in the U.S.
Yeah, that's why. That's why when I hear a lot of content creators telling me that Cordine is a good fight, I just laugh. I laugh 2 cents because it's like you lot do not know what's going on over here because a lot of people don't rate Cordina. I'm not saying he's rubbish, but he's not popular at all. He's
Eddie
not.
Hearn just said that today in the interview how popular he was over in the UK.
he's no Anthony Joshua and he's no Ben Whittaker. I can tell you that for sure. 2 cents. Anyone who tells you, any content creator in America that tells you that Cordina is popular, don't believe it. I'm telling you now, don't believe it.
Is he a good fighter? Like, if you could rate him on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give him?
Just average. He's just average. He's not really
They
that.
said Eddie Hearn said that Joe Cordina will be the second best fighter on Shakur's resume.
No. I don't rate him. I'm not going to be in the UK and say, oh, just because I'm from the UK, this fight is good. Because that's what like Eddie Hearn does. That like obviously you've got to support your own, but I just see skill for skill. And if you're not like on a Boots level or Tank or Crawford, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. He's done Shakur. He's hustled Shakur badly. He's hustled him. He's lied to him.
So you don't think that Eddie Hearn can make these fighters stars in the UK?
Not with the roster that he's got. Not with the roster that he's got. If Shakur fought someone like, I know it's gone past its sell by date now, but like someone like Devin Haney at the time, or someone like Tank, or even though he doesn't want to fight Keyshawn, then that type of those type of caliber, that in itself would boost up Shakur. He'd make a name brand for himself. But Cordina, it won't do nothing for him. If anything, if Shakur was to lose to Cordina, that will boost Cordina big time. And I think Eddie Hearn might be setting up Shakur for something.
Oh man, and Slap Happy Gorilla, I'm glad you came back because I was just about to respond to you. What was I finna say? I forgot what I was finna say. But what I was finna say is, you were saying that the sport is becoming more of a business than a sport. And after watching that interview with Andre Ward and Eddie Hearn, I'm starting to realize that it's not just the promotional companies that are the issue. Some of these fighters are in the business of making the most money, taking the least risk. They don't want to take any risk. And every time you try to point this out or bring this up, people like to deflect and bring up Tank name. But you got to understand, each of these fighters are in different places in their career. Tank's already a pay-per-view star.
Oh yeah,
he already getting 40 mil a fight. If he wants to take fights, I'm not saying that I agree with this. Just like Canelo, if he wants to take fights that aren't that dangerous, so he can get paid, like he treating it like a job. Let me get this fight, go to work, fight, win, and come back and get one. They're at that level. They've done whatever it was they did to get to that level. I don't care if you think it was Floyd Mayweather. I don't care. They made the right moves to be in that position. But then you got fighters that are in it for the money, right? And they think that because they're skillful with accolades, they deserve all this money. So they are fleecing these promoters and they aren't getting the star recognition. They aren't getting the quote unquote support that they feel they deserve. But it's because they're not putting themselves in the position to do that.
Yeah, the sport is definitely, and that's what I was saying by the sport is at a crossroads. See, Tank Davis was there at the PBC right at the right time because if you remember, he was on the undercard when Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor. And I can't remember if that was the fight that he became a champion or not. I think that was the fight that he became a world champion when he was on the undercard of Floyd and Conor McGregor. But anyway, he was at PBC at the right time when the money was flowing and everything. But now at the PBC, if you notice, it's only certain fighters that are getting the like high profile pay-per-view style fights, and they're the fighters that were there at the time when the money was flowing and their name was able to rise to the top. That's one of the reasons why Spence, Errol Spence, man, it was kind of like, I guess, geography, demographics, everything for Errol Spence. Errol Spence was from Dallas. He had the backing from the Cowboys. They were letting him use the Cowboy Stadium. All of these things were making a was taking place for certain fighters to be able to come to a certain level. But it's not like that anymore at the PBC. It's not like that at a lot of these places. Boxing is like, if you realize the sport that we, like us, the people that are in this panel right now, the people that are on the show, like, we are the boxing fans that, like, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan because we have a team. But like, everything that happens in boxing, I pay attention to. I can't tell you like I can't tell you who the Jacksonville Jaguars drafted during draft season, but I can tell you that Brian Norman was just, trying to get a fight with Boots. And these are like fighters that don't really have a big name. That's because I'm a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying? But this sport that we love so much is in a crossroads. It really is. And the money isn't flowing with the promotional companies like it was. And I really believe that's why Boots signed with Eddie Hearn, is because right now he just wants to make some money. It was kind of bad timing for him at the PBC. And he was one of the ones that, like, exciting fighter, skillful fighter, but his name just didn't he just didn't get that crossroads fight. I mean, that he didn't get that, like, crossover type of fight to get his name to that place where they would really put a lot behind him. You know what I'm
But you know, he
saying?
was never with the PBC.
He never signed exclusively, but he was fighting a lot of their fighters. He had a deal with Showtime, and Showtime fell off. And a lot of that stuff is the reason why, all of that stuff to make up is kind of why his career is where it is. But like you're saying, what these boxers really need to take a hold of is, hey, look, it's coming to a different era. You have to, and I think that's where you're going, you have to promote yourself now. And you have the tools to do it with social media. A lot of these boxers, um, that right now their name is hot, they had like a culmination of social media as well as the companies putting stuff behind them. But now the boxes is in their hands. They have to take a hold of what they have to promote themselves. If they don't, they're gonna end up like the uh what's his name? Andres of the world. You know what I'm saying? The guy was skillful. He made some bad decisions early along in his career, and he was
Who?
one that went.
Andre? Who? Andre Ward?
No, Andre.
Oh, Andre
Andre.
Boo Boo. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
Boo
yeah.
Boo Andre. And he took the same route. He signed with Eddie Hearn them for a little while because he was so frustrated. He just wanted to make money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean about like Eddie Hearn's track record with American boxers. He can get you paid, but he don't have like the business savvy of the American market to put you in the position to give you that crossover fight. Neither does he have the stable. You know what I'm saying? But he can get you paid. But I think Boots came on board. He's ready to make some money. But I mean, one of the things he's gonna have to realize, you got to promote yourself because you're not gonna get the promotion that you want from that company.
Yeah, shout out to John's Garage. He says, "Yep, Boots and all up and comers need to jump on these live streams." Shout out to Jarrell Hattie. I hope I say that right. He sent me 350 in the cash app, and he said, "For real, I really will fight Boots for 2 million." Shout out Jarrell. Hit up Eddie. He might throw you in there. And y'all don't be afraid to hit the Cash App 2 cent boxing. But yeah, that was some good points. Slap Happy Gorilla. These boxers are gonna and see. This is I did a live stream. This was a while ago, and I don't know how y'all feel about Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia has the new blueprint, in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
opinion,
Yeah.
that
he
these
does.
new boxers need to follow.
He does.
Ryan Garcia has had a fight and made $30
Mm-hmm.
million, no belt.
Yep.
Never
Yep.
been
I
a
heard you
world
getting on
champion.
Kanal channel about that. Yep. You definitely
Never been
made
a
a
world
valid
champion.
point.
So you can feel how you want to about Ryan Garcia, but he put himself in a position. And then same thing. Take a look at Jake Paul. He about to get $40 million to fight Mike Tyson.
A YouTuber.
A YouTuber is about to get $40 million to fight a 60-year-old man. So we can want boxing to be like the old days all we want. It's not. The world
Yeah,
has
it's
changed.
not.
The economy has changed, which has changed the landscape of all sports. Sports are on streaming networks now. That's changed across all sports. People want to act like it's just boxing and Al Heyman made Showtime shut. No, none of that is the truth. The truth is the sports have left the networks and now they're going to streaming. That's what's
Yeah,
happening. So
yeah.
I
You
mean,
have to
you
have the right streaming package to even watch certain football games now.
right. And so these boxers, they have to they have to figure out the landscape, maybe hire a publicist, hire somebody, get you a social media person to work on your
Of
social media. Like
course.
you're gonna have to take the time to invest, and you can't just cap on YouTube and have channels capped for you on YouTube, because we see that don't work out either. There has to
Mm-hmm.
be some genuineness to you. People want to kind of know who you are because it's the social media area. You ain't got to tell them all your business, but you got to be on these apps. You can literally interact with the fans. I can go at
Mm-hmm.
Earl Spence right now and we can have a whole conversation. So they got to figure it out, and they have to start taking more risk. But also, as the fans, we can't act like your career is over just because you get one loss.
No,
Yeah.
no. You can't, because Ryan Garcia showed that that doesn't make a difference. He lost the tank and then he fought Oscar Duarte and he fought Devin Haney, and look, everyone's like talking about him, regardless of his Austrian. He made a comeback, so
Yeah. So we can't be afraid. And if the fighters fought more frequently, a loss wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Of course. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So if you get in a fight, boom, and 6 months later you lose, and then 6 months later you fight again, and then 6 months later you fight again, and 6 months later you fight again. Nobody worried about that loss. They're gonna talk about it until you fight again.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but some of that old school mixed with the new school may be the blueprint. I mean, if you go back to somebody like Marvelous Marvin Hagler, if y'all go back, man, and look at his box rec, look at how many fights he had, how many times he was fighting in a year at one point. Now I'm gonna tell you, that's dangerous for the boxers these days. It's real dangerous. But I'm gonna tell you, he was a guy like a blue collar type of guy. Um, the thing with him, he was in the era with guys that, like, he was fighting, and he wasn't getting the recognition. Like, um, who's his counterpart? Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was, he was kind of like a golden child at the time. He was an Olympian that had won. He was real talked about in the media. Marvelous Marvin Hagler had to, like, get it out of the mud. He had to fight and fight. And if you go to his box rig and look at his fights and how frequently he was fighting, man, it's almost like, wow, this guy put in the work to get to where he wanted to be. But these boxers these days are not doing it. And for one thing, it's dangerous because they looking at a lot of these boxers, man, and their quality of life, and now they can make more money fighting less fights. And that's why I like these guys, just like okay, little league football, right? Little league football, these guys play football from the time that they're able to play tackle football up until they make it like in the NFL. Same thing with the NBA. It's the same thing with the boxers. These guys, a lot of them, most of them start fighting when they're very young. And like they fight and fight and fight. And when they finally make it like to get some name recognition, now the sport is changing. And it's like it's kind of hard to really digest, but man, hey, you got to follow the signs of the times. But these guys, like the little leaguers, they've been fighting for so long, they almost really don't know nothing else. A lot of them like dropped out of school or had some type of homeschooling or whatever, but most of them dropped out of school in order to follow boxing careers. And now boxing is at a place where, man, it's just kind of hard. So they look at these past fighters and their quality of life, man. Like if you look at some of these fighters when they do interviews, like some of the older guys.
But you gotta think about too back then, not to cut you off, and shout out B Dog and that whole boy in the building. The weight classes were different back then.
Yeah, it was a
They
lot
was
was
fighting
different.
all the rounds was different back then. They've made the sport safer. I mean, a little
They don't,
safer.
yeah, they don't weigh in the same or nothing.
So 9 Fingers in the building. What's going on, 9 Fingers? And I mean, twice a year, you can fight twice a year. Come on. But
Some of
I
them to
don't
get to
know.
where they need to be, like Abdullah Mason. You see how like this guy is fighting. He's fighting a lot. Even though he's fighting a lower level of competition, he's keeping his name hot. And I think that
You fell off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I thought that was me for a second. Like, it's really cut off.
hello.
Yeah, you back.
Oh, okay. I
Hold on,
think
hold
that
on. Oh, shout out to Melly Mel with the 250 in the cash app. Appreciate it. No message, just sent the cash app. Appreciate it. That's what's up. Thank you for everybody that's supporting the channel tonight.
what's your cash app? Just 2 cents boxing.
It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. 2 cents boxing.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. My bad. But yeah, man, it's a hard place right now, man. Like, and I think that Boots Ennis and his dad, they're trying to find their place. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's why they kind of all over the place right now. And they signed with Eddie Hearn because they want to make that money. Like nothing from nothing leaves nothing. They need money to invest, and they need to fight. I think that's why they signed with Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn can get you paid. He can get you some fights. They might not be the fights that the boxing public wants. Just like Andre. Andre made some money with Eddie Hearn, but who did he fight? I can't even name like who he fought. Selecki,
And you know
some.
what? You know what Boo Boo Andrade is known for? Messing up his career going to Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You can't mention Eddie Hearn without mentioning. Look what he did to Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you this too, man. Like you said, it's all in the boxer's hand. It's almost like like you could say as an African American, okay, I can go to Howard University and I can probably, have a good career, but why do that if I can go to, like Yale or Harvard? You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of boxers are looking at PBC like that. But the PBC man has done some things for some guys.
But I
Um,
wonder why people like, just to give y'all 2 cents, chat, join in. Is it like what is it that these fighters that will make you be like, nah, I ain't going to PBC? Is it the way their business model?
I don't know. I don't
They
know
make you bet on
because
the damn self.
What'd you say, Payton Full?
I said they make you bet on yourself.
yeah,
They
and
gonna put you in position, but obviously it's up to you to make that. You know what I'm saying? Make it do what it do, as far as performing inside of the ring. And I think that's a great. If you like, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why people like don't like them.
We
Like
got
what you
flyer
want?
frequency in the building.
Salute y'all. Salute everybody on the panel.
Salute Troublemaker. Salute.
But go ahead, Payton Full.
No, I was just saying that. Yeah, they make you. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much bet on yourself, man. And like earn your money, man. Like I don't understand why people talk down on them. Like I don't get it.
And B Dog say right now, I think it's a lack of dates, but that should be changing soon. Yeah, but listen, and two, I want to say about the PBC, they're in a rebuilding phase. So
Hmm.
I mean,
everybody is.
everybody is exactly. So they rebuilding, they trying to find networks to put fights on, they trying to do all of that. But you got people on the internet that constantly want to keep talking about how they going out of business when I don't necessarily think that that's the case.
No,
But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
there's the haters.
even really. I'm looking at Eddie Hearn right now. That's who I'm really watching and watch it closely and see what he do with these Black American fighters. I'm so interested to see. Bob Arum does a decent job with his fighters. He does a good job of making sure they look good. It's up to them to deliver, but he's definitely gonna put you in the ring with an opponent that you should be able to shine and really show your skills. He's very, very good at doing that.
The
Yeah,
thing with
absolutely.
the thing
I
with
think
Eddie,
Bob Arum is good at building fighters. Yeah, in the beginning of their career, but then it seemed like he be having a bias towards certain fighters that be in his stable, and that's that's all that is. But
But
yeah, go
let me
go ahead.
respond. But you know what it could be? Did you watch that? Listen, that Eddie Hearn, I'm gonna have to watch. I've watched it twice already. That Eddie Hearn Andre Ward video reveals so much because you say he acts a certain way with some of the fighters in his stable, but why? Why am I acting this
I
way?
think he believed that black fighters don't sell. You know, so
He can't believe that. He can't believe that. You see black fighters selling all around you. Like you can't believe that. You get
well,
what I'm
I'm gonna
I
tell
saying?
you,
mean,
I don't think that that's still the issue, in my opinion.
he
look
told
at the black fighters that was over there. You know,
Yeah,
why
but you
Bud
got
get out of there? He was like, you know, that a perfect example, just to pick one, is when Bud was over there, and he had Manny Pacquiao over there too, which is a big fight. You know, Bud and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was the cash cow, and you know, Bob Arum stepped on that fight. And
I
later
really
on,
think
he
the
even
issue.
came and admitted it. He came out and admitted it. He said he didn't want Pacquiao to get hurt. He basically
That's
protected
bullshit.
him from Bud.
No, I
You know,
think the reason why Bud didn't get that fight is because I've been overpaying you this whole time, bro.
Hmm.
I've been losing
but
money.
two things.
Wait.
He
Let me
came
finish.
out and said it though.
Yeah, he said that, but listen. Watch the Andre Ward Eddie Hearn interview. He let you know what was going on and what was up with that situation, and
Yeah.
it makes more sense when you hear that. It makes more sense when this the way you and I been because you feel like I'm not your partner. You don't give a fuck
Hmm.
about what goes on with me as the promotional company, and I'm the person that writes your check.
Wait,
For
you said
Andre
Eddie Hearn?
Ward,
You said Eddie Hearn and Andre Ward?
yes. For Andre Ward to sit there and say, if you don't get your money, that's on you. That ain't on me.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're
But
the
what?
product that I'm
How is that
selling.
pointing out Bob Arum though? And Bob Arum,
Because I'm the nigga
Because
that's paying. I'm the nigga that's putting up the money for you to get these fights. But yet you don't care about me losing money. So why the fuck would I keep investing money in you if I'm losing money? That makes no sense.
so you talking about Bud and Bob Arum when you say that?
Yeah.
yes, this is what Eddie Hearn was telling Andre Ward. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. But this is what Eddie Hearn was telling Andre Ward was going on between Bud and Crawford because Andre Ward was saying, why didn't Bob Arum promote him better? Basically, why didn't he put him in better pay-per-view fights?
But
See, this is the
did Bob
thing.
Arum say black fighters don't sell?
No, he said these
No.
niggas is asking for too much money, and I'm losing money, and
So
he
where
don't
did that
care.
where did that coined phrase come from? Black fighters don't sell.
That probably was some shit from a long time ago.
It came from him though.
But listen,
Well,
Y'all want
this
to people
because you
show
can
you
look
who they are.
around,
We gotta believe them. We can't
you
believe
can look
something different.
around, you can look around and see black fighters selling, bro. So you can't even believe that no more in fucking 2024.
see the thing with Bob Arum is Bob Arum, he's very educated, very educated. He's and Bob Arum follows trends. And the reason why I say that is because now Bob Arum said about Mayweather when Mayweather left, he told Mayweather that he was going to be unsuccessful. But Bob Arum follows trends. So what Bob Arum looks at is in black and white. It's nothing, you know what I'm saying? So that's how he makes his money. It's all black and white. So that's why the Golden Boy, that's why Oscar De La Hoya left at a certain time to go do his own thing. He had made enough of a name for himself. That's why Mayweather, when Mayweather saw the writing on the wall, but both of these guys had been taken to a point by Bob Arum. You know what I'm saying? Bob Arum had put them in a position where they were able to go their own way. The thing with Terrence Crawford, the business had started changing when Terrence Crawford came about. Terrence Crawford was able to like capitalize on the money aspect, but like you said with Pacquiao, he wanted that legacy defining fight that eluded him. The same thing with Manny Pacquiao though. Manny Pacquiao, he wanted the Floyd Mayweather fight, and we was talking about this on another panel. Floyd Mayweather told Manny Pacquiao, and I thought this was absurd at the time, that in order to get this fight, you're gonna have to sign to the PBC. The thing about the
But y'all don't think that Bob Arum treated Lomachenko way different than he was treating everybody
Yeah,
else
of
on his
course,
stable?
of course. I
How
ain't gonna say
Bud
he
got
we
all
can
the
say
belts
wrong.
that.
over there?
Hey,
Bud got
we
all
can.
the belts over there, well, didn't
This is
he?
the thing. This is the thing. We can say that, but Lomachenko has not made near the money that some of these other guys have made.
He
He was
made more than
treated.
Bud easy though, right?
Hell
I'm not
no.
sure. I'm
You
not
think
sure
Hell
that
Loma
he
made
no.
more
made
than
more than.
Bud? Why you
I,
think
I'm
that?
not even. No, I'm not even sure that he made more than Bud. But like I said,
That's
Bob
crazy.
Arum. Bob Arum follows trends. Bob Arum follows trends, and that's what I meant by that. The trend at the time was that Eastern European fighters are in.
Yeah.
That's why he started treating Lomachenko like that. Lomachenko was a bust, though. He was a bust. He didn't live up to what everybody thought that he was going to live up to, mainly because the European fighters, like how they come up in the sport, is a lot different than a lot of the other counterparts because they enter into the professional rankings a lot later than a lot of the people than most boxers. So like they stay amateurs for a long time. And Lomachenko basically, man, he's aged out. He can't compete with a lot of these younger guys. So he was a bust for Bob Arum. But you're right, he treated him different. But I'm not sure
That's why he
that
put him in that
But
Lomachenko
street
that and
fight
gave.
that's
contest.
crazy. That's crazy that you say Bob Arum follow trends because think about it. Who he got now, one of his hottest fighters, in a way, because the Japanese fighting is in right now. They
Well,
really getting into boxing. That's crazy you say that.
Oh yeah.
Lomachenko stayed in the amateurs for a long time, right? But
Yeah.
when he came to the pros, he got a title shot right away
Oh
and
yeah.
lost,
Yeah.
and then back to back. Soon as he lost, he got another title shot. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
unheard of.
But
Yeah.
but that's
He was a
because of
bust
what
though.
Slap is saying. Those fighters was in at the time. So he probably wasn't paying Loma like a whole bunch of money, but he making a whole bunch of money off of him because
Yeah.
there's a market for Loma.
Oh no, right there. I'm speaking on how he treated him. That's what I'm speaking on
I'm
right now.
telling
Oh, he
you why he
definitely treated
treated
him
him
good.
like that. He was making a lot of money off of him.
But wait, you can't say he wasn't making no money and then say he was making a lot of money, which it
No,
got to
No,
be
no,
one.
no.
It can't be
Bob
both.
but she's
is
saying that
Bob.
Bob Arum was making the
Aram
money.
is making the money.
Yeah.
But
You
why?
get what I'm
Because he
saying?
said why? Because Lomachenko was selling, right? That's what you saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
because the trend was to have a good European fighter.
Yeah. So why? So why y'all think that Lomachenko didn't make more than Bud? You know what I'm
Because
saying when he was with Bob Arum?
He
Because he
never
had the
had that he never had that crossover fight that panned out for him.
You don't think that was a big fight, the Rigo fight when he fought Fort
Nah.
Rigondeaux?
Nah. I mean, it was a big fight as far as it was a free fight on ESPN. It wasn't like a pay-per-view or anything.
B-Dog say Loma isn't out here asking for an exorbitant amounts of money. He doesn't even want to do pay-per-views. And that's why he might not take that Tank fight. Because forget
You
that
think
all.
so? You think that Tank fight is he really don't feel like fighting, or you think he want more money?
No, he ducking,
I
bro.
don't think he just don't want to do it. It might
Yeah,
happen, but
I think
I just think
Bob
he
trying
don't
to
He
want to
can
cash
do
make
out
a
it.
on
lot of
him.
money from that fight if he fights him. I think he can make
Yeah,
a lot of money.
but Bob just trying to cash out on him, bro. He would have never put
I
him in
think
that
I
type of
think
fight.
Loma being smart about the situation. Loma don't want to be the first one to jump in there with Tank. I think he want his vision is for him and Tank to when they fight, it be for undisputed. So
He
he's
too
willing
old
to
for that.
step back and let Shakur
So you
fight
saying
first, and beat because Loma got a belt.
yeah, I was gonna say you probably saying like he want to see them knock each other off before he jump in the ring
Let
and
me
not
let
have
me
to
catch
actually
this
have to go
cash
through
out.
both of them.
Shout out to Alan So Stand for the $10 holla in the super chat. Appreciate you, Alan. He says
Absolutely, Loma.
for
Oh,
support to the channel. Yeah, he says for support to the channel. Shout out to Alan So Stand for supporting the channel tonight. I gotta give me a sound or something when y'all get a cash out. But what you were saying, flyer frequency? Frequent
oh
fly.
yeah.
You gotta change this. I don't want to say that's too many. That's too many syllables.
Right,
You can call me
right.
either one. Frequent flyer frequency, flyer,
All
frequent,
right.
frequency, all of that. But no, yeah, I think Loma, he's being smart about it. Loma's not trying to knock all these guys off individually. He not trying to have to fight Tank, and if he beat Tank, then he got to fight Shakur.
It ain't no
Then he
more
got to
than
fight.
he gotta fight. If once he fight Tank, he is retiring.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
well, you assuming that he lose the Tank. I'm
No,
saying,
I'm assuming no matter what happened.
no, he
Yeah.
trying to be undisputed. That's what he trying to do. He ain't gonna fight Tank and then just stop right there. I think
Yeah.
he knows that. I think he looking at Tank as the hardest one. So he don't want to fight the hardest one. Just like Errol, when Errol said, "I'm gonna go collect these belts and then fight you," when he was talking to Bud, I think they looking at Tank the same way. That Tank ain't no weak link there. So I think Loma think he gonna have problems with Shakur too. So he would rather them step out the way and let them two mix it up, and one of them get knocked off, so he'll only have to fight one of them.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
I
he could
don't think
fight
Shakur
Zapata
is
or
fighting
somebody.
Tank. I don't think Shakur is gonna fight Tank.
He gonna fight him eventually.
I
I
don't think
agree
so.
with I agree with Frequent though. I think Loma thought about it and he thought he doesn't want to be a highlight reel, and he just said, you know what, let Shakur and Tank fight it out so that he can pick off whoever's left.
I put it up to 72, Mom.
Somebody
Hello?
got me.
Oh. Hey, this
Y'all keep talking. I gotta answer a phone call real quick.
Okay, yeah. Who was that talking?
a
Yeah.
frequent flyer.
What's up?
Mhm.
I put gas in
Hold
the car.
on.
Here you go, babe. Told you it was
Yeah,
low.
man. I think Loma is willing to step back and let Shakur and Tank mix it up, or let Shakur fight Zapata. Knock some of these guys consolidate belts or something, so he had less fights because he on his way out. He don't really want to
But
stay in.
how could he be doing that when he don't even know when Tank and Shakur gonna fight? And if I was Loma looking at Shakur moves, I'd be like, shit, they ain't finna fight no time soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, no, not necessarily just him and Tank, but Zapata too. You know,
Zepeda
I
don't,
think
but he don't have nothing to gain from Zepeda though. That's the thing.
uh,
Zepeda don't have a belt.
yeah, I know Zepeda don't have a belt, but who got that other belt?
Uh,
Belichick, his name
Barancik,
Belichick,
he got the WBO.
the
Yeah, I
Ukraine
think
Harold.
a lot of people like. I think this going under the radar, but I think that's who Tank going to fight. I think
Yeah,
Tank going to
I
fight that.
heard that
He
too.
going for the belt, so I think Tank going to fight him. I can't. I really can't see Tank moving up and fighting Ryo like a lot of people's
Yeah,
thinking and saying. Why would he move to 140 after his fans was making all this fuss about him moving up to 140 to fight Devin Haney?
Robert
And him
Garcia.
saying he ain't comfortable with it and all that.
Frequent
So why
flyer.
would he do
Listen,
that?
listen,
Rob,
listen. You can't act like all 140s are the same. Devin Haney is a big 140.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember that narrative. He too big
no,
and Tank
listen,
too
listen.
little, right?
And Ryo just moved up to 40 to fight Pitbull. Why you think he can't go back down to 35 and fight?
Because go back to why would he go back down to 135? Drop a belt and fight Tank.
He can keep the belt. They'll let him fight for both belts at 35.
No, I don't think they'll do that. They don't
Yes, they
do that.
will. They just
How they
did it
gonna
for
let him?
Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, but they're not gonna put the 140 belt on the
Yes,
line
they
for if
will.
you
Yes, they
move
will.
down.
And then
See
then that'll be even better for him. He'll get to keep his belt.
the thing
Yeah, I just
about
doubt it. I don't know.
the thing
I'm
about
saying I
Devin
don't think
Haney.
Tank would do that. I don't
Why?
think Tank would do that because Tank is trying to get belts. He not gonna fight Ryo for nothing.
Robert Garcia
You know?
says that Ryo's not fighting. He says in an interview today. He told Eddie Hearn and Ellie Setback that he's not fighting Tank.
Yeah, I think Tank going to go for that other belt. Whoever got that other belt, Tank going to get that belt, and yeah, because moving up to 140, even though the fans, a lot of Tank fans was saying that they was making a big deal about Devin being too big and all of that stuff, but Tank ain't care. He didn't even feel the same way. Tank was like, "Why would I be
Yeah,
scared to go up there and fight a dude?" And I quote, "A dude with a nose." With just a nose, he was just. I guess he was just looking at like he just gonna punch
Well,
him in
I
his
mean,
face.
that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean?
He
And
probably
that
not
was gonna
treated
be it.
like Devin Haney at 140.
I'm saying to the big the thing that you were saying about 140 fighters not being all the same and saying that Devin is a big 140. Tank ain't care nothing about that. Just the fans was saying that. That was the
I
narrative
know
that the
that's what
fans
I'm
was running
saying.
with, not Tank. But
Yeah, I
that's
know.
not what Tank
That's
was
what I'm
saying. Tank didn't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? He just said he ain't feel comfortable up there.
Robert Garcia said that he's not fighting. They've asked Ryo, and Ryo said he's not fighting Tank. So that's
I
out the
wonder why
window.
PBC keep it such a secret. Like, I mean, I'm like, why y'all just can't say who he fighting?
Y'all know that's the way Tank it always be like mystery around the next person Tank fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
a
I
big
don't know why
deal.
they do that.
Because that's a part of it. It's a big deal,
The truth
But
about Devin Haney, though, we not even sure if he's gonna be able to make 140 when he comes back.
But do y'all hear
why
what they
y'all
trying
say
to
that?
do
And
with
his
Devin
next
Haney?
fight is
Hold on,
140. He coming back.
Frequent Flyer. Tell me what
We
you think
don't
about
we
this.
don't know
What
that
you think
yet.
about this? Okay, this is the rumors, right? Actually, I read this in the article. Eddie Hearn really did say this. This is not a rumor. I take that back. So apparently, Devin Haney is supposed to fight Liam Paro at 140 pounds for his IBF belt. But
Right.
Eddie Hearn is saying that Devin would avoid the 10-pound rehydration clause from the IBF because
Right.
since he's the champion in recess, he's unified, so it don't apply to him.
No,
Right.
I don't think that's true because it's not the WBC.
You don't think what's true?
He not fighting them for the WBC, is he?
He's fighting him for the
yeah, it's like the
IBF.
IBF. That's
Yeah,
automatic.
the point that I'm making is Devin Haney is the champion recess for the WBC. So when he comes back, he gets to go back and get a direct shot at the WBC belt. But if he don't do that, if he fight the IBF, he's not going to be the WBC champion. We got a WBC champion.
I
You see what
don't
I'm
know,
saying?
but
It's
they
not going to be
found
two
some
of them
type
running
of.
around.
Apparently, there's some
But
type
he's
of
but
loophole in the
what
rule
she's
where he can do that.
yeah. Yeah,
You think
see,
so? I don't
as a
know.
unified champion, he would be able to bypass that
But he not a
IBF.
unified
What
champion.
he
That's the point I was making.
He
He
not the
not.
champion though.
he
Yeah,
still yeah, he
yeah.
still has some of those belts. He still I think he
He
still
can
has
only
What
go
some of
belt?
after
He
those.
don't got no belt.
WBC. He don't have a belt,
Devin
bro.
Haney don't have no belt.
Oh yeah, he did.
He's
He
the
let it go.
champion in recess, but they saying
He
they
let
gonna
it
let him
go.
get away with this.
He let it
No, the
go. That's
champion in
right.
recess mean you let the belt go, but
Yeah, he
you
did.
gotta
He let it
direct
go.
you got
That's
a
right.
direct
Frequent
path
flyer,
to it.
we know what it means. We're telling you
But
what they're doing.
I still don't know what he's gonna do there, man. I mean, that like I would love to see him fight Pyro,
We got
but
AM Sports Media in the building. What's going on? I guess that's you, Greg. What's going on, Greg? But go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't hear
Snap
that
Happy.
2 cents. That I didn't hear that he wasn't going to implement the 10-pound rehydration clause and all of
yeah,
that.
he's
I didn't
trying to
hear
get
that.
around it. He's trying to get around that. He's trying to get around it. That's why I said we're not sure if he's really gonna try
I mean,
make
yeah, how
140.
what how will we get that from that he's trying to get around it?
That's
Hold
the
on.
thing going
Just
around.
wait. Hold on. But y'all keep talking. Go ahead.
That's one of the things that's going around right now is that
Yeah, I think
he
that's a fake
doesn't.
narrative.
Yeah, he's trying to get around that 10-pound rehydration with the IBF. He's trying. He is trying to. But that's
How we
why I
know
say
that?
I don't know if
How
he's
you just gonna
still
say that's a fake
gonna make it.
narrative?
Because we don't know. We didn't hear Devin Haney or anybody from his team come out and say that. We heard somebody who he's beefing with, openly beefing with, come out and say he's probably going to do something like that.
No,
Yeah, but the
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
tell
he
you.
quoted him
he
when he
did
said it
say
though,
when he
bro.
came back he would probably fight at catch weights. That's what he said
No,
before.
he offered him Liam Paro, and Paro had, I mean, he had pretty much said he'll be ready. So that's the fight that's on the table for him.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if he's gonna. I mean, that would be the fight for him to come back. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he's gonna if that's gonna pan out for him.
He after that belt
I think he got to take
Paro got.
140 and
He
get
not
over
going to
with.
just come and fight him for no belt.
All right,
He needs it.
let's take a look at this real quick, y'all. Eddie Hearn targeting December date for Liam Paro. Let's see if this is the right article. Wait, that ain't it. That ain't it. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. Did y'all see that?
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I said earlier, man. Haney needs to come back with a fight like this. This would be a good fight for him to come back. But he stated like before he was talking about coming back and everything, he stated that he would probably come back and take fights at a catch weight.
You know,
And I think that's kind of why 2 Cents is saying he's a big 140. And I'm just like I don't know where his headspace is right now, but I'm not sure if Devin Haney. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to. He can make 140 if he really tried, but I think it's gonna be with that 10-pound rehydration. I think it's gonna be a stretch for him.
I
When
mean,
is
the
the
rehab.
last time? When is the last
but I
time he
feel like you
made
got to stay at
140?
140 as long as possible.
When is the last time he made 140?
When is the last time he missed weight? I don't understand why we would doubt that he can make the weight. The man ain't never missed weight. I mean, we saw
He can
Hanos
make
and
it.
we saw Dranos.
He can
He,
make it,
he
but I'm
might bring
saying when is the
Dranos back
last
out.
time he made it?
Nah,
He would
I
Dranos
make
think
can
it.
he
make
got
the
to stay.
weight, bro. That's Dranos.
Yeah,
I think he got to stay at
I'm
140 as
just
long as
not sure how this fight go pan out for him. I'm not sure if he's ready to make 140, especially with the 10-pound rehydration
possible.
clause. Because when is the last time he made 140?
The
Yeah,
last
he
fight
saying
that
he
he
gonna
had,
make it
his
weight.
last fight, he was at 140.
No, he didn't. No, he
Okay,
didn't. That fight was
he can
not
make
at
the weight.
140.
Yes, it was.
No, yeah, he
Devin
made
Haney met. That
140.
was the whole. That was the
Yeah,
whole thing. That was the whole twist. Why
Ryan didn't make the weight.
everybody said it wasn't on a even playing field because Devin Haney drained himself to make it down to 140, and Ryan Cheating Garcia
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah. He made the
Yeah,
You
weight,
see the
and
you
that was
I
see
the
do you
issue.
see
But see,
the
he had already started
do you see this
rehydrating. He
article?
had started. Oh my bad.
Yeah, loophole.
You see this article?
Yeah,
Haney's potential loophole avoiding the IBF's 10-pound rehydration limit. Devin Haney
but
may
see,
be
that's
able
my
to
issue.
swerve the IBF's 10-pound rehydration limit if his match against IBF welterweight champion Liam Paro gets made for December 7th. According to Who Fly Frequency, Eddie Hearn, Haney's status as WBC champion in recess means a fight against the IBF belt holder will be a unification without a 10-pound rehydration clause.
So why? So where we get the narrative that Devin Haney's trying to do that? It's one thing if he's saying, oh, that's part of the rules,
Bro,
but
are
to
you
say, oh,
serious?
Devin Haney's trying to get around it, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do that, or whatever. He's saying it's a possible loophole, but he's
He's
not
trying to
even
get
saying he
around
definitely
it.
know.
I'm
He didn't even say he
I'm just being
definitely
But
know.
he's
honest, bro.
trying to
I
get
don't think
around it.
he would.
Bro,
I don't think he's gonna take this fight if he can't get around that 10-pound rehydration clause because he hasn't had to use that. You know what I'm saying? Like if he does, I think he can make it because he's a gym rat like that. But
If
I
if
don't know.
Devin
I don't
Haney,
know if that's gonna pan out for him.
I don't see why people think that that's such a big deal. That's why I was frowning,
Oh,
looking
it's a
at
big deal.
Richardson Hitchens doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you
It's a
think
big
about that,
deal.
you get the day of the weigh in, you weigh in the next morning. The morning of the fight is when you have to make that 10-pound rehydration clause. After that,
Right.
that morning you can rehydrate to whatever you can, before the night
Right.
of the
But
fight. The
it's
fight don't
dangerous.
happen to
No,
that
no,
night. You
You
get almost
right.
a whole 24 hours dang there.
You right. You are right. But that's very dangerous for a fighter, man, to get in the ring like that, and you're not gonna be fighting your best. He's not gonna be 100% if he has to make that 10-pound rehydration clause.
He
He's
only
not.
need like 70, 72% to be able to beat Paro. You know what I'm saying? Matias was a bum,
Well,
hyped up.
that's
So
probably the same thing that Matias thought. That's the same
Matias
thing
was a
that
bum, man.
Matias
I've
thought.
been telling everybody Matias was food. I
listen,
was, and that's what I was
Devin
saying. People
Haney,
was telling me I was crazy. I said the first boxer that he faces, he's gonna lose. And what happened?
I think that Devin should have fought him before. I think
so
That's
Devin
what I
should have
Devin
fought
wonder.
him before.
did Devin ducked his mandatory.
Who? What's his name?
Sando Martin.
Sando
Sando
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
He
That
ducked
how
him
you say?
because
How you saying
you know
Devin
why
ducked him?
I say
Devin
you know
got.
why I'm telling you. Let me tell you why I'm saying he ducked him. Let me tell you. Let me give you my 2 cents. Listen, you dropped your belt and went in recess, and now you coming back and you're trying to say the reason why you don't have to use a weight clause is because you still unified. How is that not a duck? You still want to claim unification status, but you did not fight your mandatory.
Devin couldn't duck them left hooks from Ryan Garcia. so,
He
so
ducked his
I
Hey,
he,
I'm
mandatory,
gonna be
bro.
he
honest
That's the
with you
truth.
though, freaking flyer. She
he
right,
wasn't in no
man.
condition to
It's
fight. I think that's why he took his time off, yo.
yeah.
And
I don't know
then
about
you're gonna
140
come
for
back and
him.
fight for a belt. So you're gonna drop your belt to come back and fight for a belt. Well, you didn't fight your mandatory, but you still want to be
What
recognized
happened
for
to
your belt,
Sandor
so you
Martin
can get
though?
around the weight class.
What happened
I
to Sandor Martin?
That's irrelevant.
am Sports
Why
Media.
is it irrelevant? That's not
Because we're
irrelevant.
not
That's
talking
important.
about that. No, it's not.
AM
No, it's
Sports
not.
Media's got a valid point.
What, this one?
No, the if he wins, that one.
Right. AM Sports Media. So when he wins the IBF, he will no longer be WBC in recess. So what happens when he has to defend that title against a better fighter with the rehydration?
Absolutely. Like y'all making a big deal about this 10-pound rehydration clause. Devin
Nobody
Haney
making a
is
big deal.
not
What you talking
Richardson
about?
Hitchens, bro. He's not Richardson
Yeah, but
Hitchens.
his frame is very big for 140. He's
And how can you get to use your unification status, but if I beat you, I don't become a unified champion?
That's why I don't think that's true. Well, I
I
think that's
just
a
read
narrative.
you
I
the
think that's a fake
article.
narrative. The article
How when
said
they just said
possibly. The
Eddie
article
Hearn
didn't
said
say
it?
that it's. The article didn't say Devin Haney was trying to do it. It didn't say it was a definite thing. It just said he may be able to get through a loophole. They just threw a fake narrative out there
So
for people to run with and try to
let me
blame it
ask you a
on
question.
Devin or say it's true.
Let me ask you a question. How would they know about it if they weren't trying to do it?
They said it may be. They didn't mention nothing about Devin Haney trying to do it.
They just
That's what.
said Eddie Hearn is trying to. Devin Haney may be able to swerve the IBF 10
Yeah, they
pound
talking about what
rehydration
he
limit.
may be able to do, but they're not saying he's trying to do it. Y'all take words and switch it to what y'all think or what y'all want it to be.
well, what
So
she's saying.
why is he trying to
That's the
see what he
promoter.
could be able to do if he wasn't trying to do it? That
He
don't make
not
no
seeing
sense.
if the articles didn't say that he's trying to see if he could be able to do it. The article said Eddie Hearn said he may be able to get through a loophole that
Yeah, but
exists,
that's his promoter.
that
That's
may
his
exist.
promoter.
Why is he
But
trying to
that's his
get through the
promoter.
loophole if he's not trying to do it? You
Yeah,
tripping, bro. What
He
up?
I don't see how it's basic English and
Let
comprehension
me
in
find.
that.
You
You
the
got to
one that know.
comprehend what's on the
Let me find another
article, man.
article. Let me.
Hey, but you still gotta read the writing on the wall. If his promoter is speaking like that, then you can pretty much bet that he's trying to do it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's his
That's what
promoter.
Eddie Hearn. So Eddie Hearn is
why is it
Devin Haney's promoter now.
He will be in that
Yes,
standing.
he's
He
back
will
with
be.
Eddie.
But he
Yeah.
was just a snake in the suit. I just find it very funny, bro, how they niggas keep doing foul shit, but they keep running the signs to him. Like I don't understand that, man.
You know what paid him for? You made a valid point as well. Like, I don't understand why these fighters go to Eddie Hearn when he trash talks all of them. He's done it to Devin Haney, he's done it to Shakur, and then they go back to him, and I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That
It's
Eddie
money.
Hearn is not Devin Haney's promoter. He just has to go. He just has to deal with Eddie Hearn in order to get that belt from Liam Paro.
Bro, Eddie Hearn is
Correct.
trying to get him around the rehydration clause, bro. I don't know what
Exactly,
you're
bro.
talking
Come on,
about.
man. You know that's
That's not what he said.
That's
Uh,
exactly what they're saying. I
Liam
don't
Paro
understand.
is Eddie Hearn is Liam Paro's promoter. He's on that side. He's not. He don't want Devin to win. Him and Devin beefing right now. So why would he
No,
be
they're
saying
not.
anything positive about that?
Why do you think
how is
Eddie
they
Hearn and Devin are
beefing?
beefing?
He's the
How is
representation that'll be representing that fight. Eddie Hearn is. He will be
Yeah, he's the promoter of the fight, but he's not.
right.
Y'all making it seem like he's with Devin. You know what I'm saying? He's on Devin's side. You know what I'm saying? He's on Paro's side.
Well, I'm
Whoever
just
side
telling
he
you,
on, he trying to get Devin Haney around this
even
Yeah,
rehydration
he
clause.
is.
even
He is.
from Devin Haney's perspective, I'm just saying. Even
why
from
would he be
Devin
looking
Haney's
for a loophole?
perspective, even from Devin Haney's perspective, Devin Haney is a very big 140. Really, he should move up to 147.
He ain't got the
Coming
power.
back, coming now, I don't doubt that he can make 140. I don't doubt that. But if he can get around,
Hello?
if he can
What
get
happened?
around it, I guarantee you he'll get around it. Because he hasn't been in the ring in a while now. He's coming back. It's gonna be hard for him to make 140 and still with that 10-pound weight limit. It's gonna be hard for him, bro. He's
I
a
get what you're
gym rat.
saying with that. If he
He's
can
a
get
gym
around it,
rat.
why not? That's good money.
But no, bro, come on.
It's
But just
not,
move. If that's the
bro.
case,
It's
then
some
move up to your weight class.
frequent flyer. How are you going to use a belt that you don't have because you're the champion in recess to gain an advantage? But if I beat you, I don't get the belt. That's some sucker stuff.
How
If I've ever
you act
heard
like
it.
Devin Haney make the rules? Like y'all be tripping with that, man. You act like Devin Haney sat there, him and his team went and just switched the rules and was like, okay, this is what the rules
No,
gonna
I'm
be
not.
just for this
No, I'm
fight
not
right
acting
here.
like that. No, I'm not
So
acting like that.
how was Devin doing something wrong by following the rules?
Oh, he ain't doing nothing wrong.
I didn't say
He
he was
not.
doing anything wrong.
If he could
You
slip the
said that's some
loophole,
slimy A stuff.
he
How is
will.
it slimy if he's following the rules?
He found the loophole, so technically he's not following the rules.
First of all, we don't even know if it's an actual thing. They say it may be a loophole.
But he
So we just
quoted
want
it.
to take that as a fact that maybe
No,
we just want to cross that maybe out of there.
We're discussing it. We're discussing it, just having a conversation.
Yeah, but we discussing it as if it's a fact, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're discussing it like we just read it in the article.
I know, but
Yeah,
we're not.
I
We're
guarantee you, if
removing
he
words and stuff. We saw it. I saw that maybe there. Y'all saw it, but y'all don't want to acknowledge the maybe. Y'all just want to say it's there, and that's what he's
Sports
trying to do.
Media says Eddie made that
No, it
comment
just
for
is
a
what it
reason.
is, bro.
That's because he's been in contact with Devin Haney and trying to make the fight. And more than likely, Haney mentioned to him that he does not want that rehydration.
More than likely, but you're saying more than likely.
Not that hard to understand. Eddie Hearn has been in contact with Devin to make the fight, and that is one of the barriers to making the fight. So he wants to make the fight, but in order to make the fight, he got to find a way around that rehydration clause for Devin Haney. So
why?
Just
don't
like
know.
more than likely, Tank sent Secora an offer or a contract, right?
There they
More
go
than
with
likely.
the deflection, the Tank deflection.
Yeah, that's a deflection tactic.
That's not a deflection. That's a parallel right there. That's exactly what y'all trying to do.
No,
So
but bro,
is-
you brought up something else. Stop, please.
So is Eddie Hearn feeding Devin Haney to Liam Paro?
Eddie Hearn's doing what he can to make the fight happen. So he's doing everything to appease Devin Haney and appease Paro. I do agree with Frequent Flyer that he might be setting up Devin Haney, but at the same time, he needs Devin Haney. So he's going to do what he can to make sure that Devin Haney feels comfortable.
He's going to do what he can to set him up.
He think Liam Paro going to beat Devin Haney. That's what he thinking. He thinking Ryan Garcia did some damage to him, and Devin Haney ain't going to be the same, and Liam Paro going to win.
Yeah,
he gonna be mad as hell if Devin Haney win, take that belt and skate somewhere else with the belt. He gonna be mad, just like Bob Arum.
He's talking to Devin. He knows, you know what I'm saying? He's seeing Devin. He's talking to Devin, so he knows what's up.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: it's possible, bro. I don't think it's not possible that Liam Perot can beat Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Don't think it's at 140. Don't think it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's not possible with him, but I'm saying that's what Eddie Hearn is banking on. And that's what a lot of people I've ran into in chats and panels and stuff, they all said people saw what they saw with Devin versus Ryan, and now they think Devin Haney can't beat nobody.
Oh no, Devin's
they're saying that everybody
fighter.
who he could have faced, they're saying, oh yeah, he gonna beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney gonna lose to him. Oh yeah, that we saw what Ryan did to him.
No, Devin can make a comeback. Right, it happened to Ryan and Frequent. Ryan lost the Tank and he made a comeback. So Devin can still make a comeback. You can't just write him off at the set. But at the same time, this loophole thing looks a bit dodgy, and this is what people are saying. Like, what is Devin trying to do? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Thank you, Dragon.
Yeah.
Hey, my opinion, Devin needs to go to 147.
Man, he ain't got the
power. He ain't got the power. And then everybody gonna be just as big as him.
Right. But I'm saying, 140 for
I
him
actually like that too.
Still be a stretch.
I actually like that too. I think he could be. I think he beat most of those.
Fight Brian Norman.
I think he beat most of the people at 147 too. I think 140 and 147. You know what I'm saying? Either or.
Right now, 147 is wide open, and Ennis is there. I think he need to stay away from Ennis
Where
But
you,
Definitely.
Eddie
Devin
Hearn
not
yeah,
trying to
fighting in
force
no.
Ennis to move up to 154.
Devin
yeah.
not fighting in no weight class where he can't get no advantage.
yeah,
Yeah.
facts, 2 cents, facts.
Otherwise, he wouldn't still
That's
be
it.
squeezing down to 140.
Before that, when Devin Haney was at 135, and he was in that in the middle of fighting Shakur. He had Shakur at 135 and Regis at 140. Everybody was saying no way that Devin Haney's going to 140. You know, he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
No, everybody was
He
saying
can't
he
get away
needs
from
to go to
Shakur now.
140.
That's what
No,
people say. He
nobody
can't get
was
away from
saying that.
Shakur. If he
Nobody
go up
was
there,
saying that.
Regis gonna knock him out.
No,
I
They
ain't
people
know
was
were
he
saying
was.
that.
saying he needs
I
to
knew
get out of
Regis was
35
crazy.
because he looks horrible on the scale. That's what people were saying. Nobody was saying that. We were saying he should have been moved up to 40. And I didn't want to see him fight Shakur after he fought Loma because Devin Haney would have been weight drained.
Mm-hmm.
And people were saying that
I know when the Regis fight was about to happen, how many people had Devin Haney winning that fight? Everybody was saying Regis was going
Damn
to
near
Everybody
everybody.
had
touch him.
Devin Haney winning
ev-
that
ev-
fight. What are
Like, he
everybody
you
had
was
talking
Devin.
hungry,
about?
bro.
Everybody
His
had Devin
shit was
because of
hard.
Regis' last performance. Regis' last
Hardcore
performance was
boxing
poor.
fans had Devin.
Yeah, because Regis'
Him
last
and
performance was poor, and people were saying, "Oh, Bill Haney went to Regis' fight just to see if it was
yeah.
easy for Devin."
I was
Maybe
on
he
a
was
I was on
crazy,
a
bro.
panel with Senior and somebody else, and they was talking about how if Regis touch him, Regis definitely going to touch him again, and if Devin go down, he's going to go down, he's going to lose, and you know they was
Man, that man was
basically saying
tripping.
Regis was going to win.
That man
I
Nobody
was
was
heard.
tripping
saying
over
Yeah,
that, bro. I
Regis
don't know
ain't
what
have the
panel you
boxing
was
skills
on.
that
Everybody
Haney
knew he
Devin.
wasn't finna. Yeah, if
yeah.
Regis, we was like maybe if Regis catch him with a punch, but that's the only shot he got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Regis ain't got no
The punch
feet.
is still.
He ain't got no like. Come on, bro.
nothing.
Nobody was saying Regis was gonna win.
Especially after his last performance as well. No way.
See Wood, what's going on? So yeah. So the point is that
I got
that's
receipts.
crazy. That's crazy.
Y'all can say that, but I got receipts, bro.
What he need to do is rematch Ryan.
Right.
That's his big money fight.
No, he don't need to rematch no cheater. You can't
Why
even
not?
trust that guy.
Olympic style drug testing.
Y'all don't even want to admit the man cheated. Y'all want to just put that to the side and say it don't matter. It was only a little tiny bit of Isterin.
Yeah, his
No,
own
And
promoter don't even
he's
say he cheated.
microdosing, flushing the
Nah, he
system with
cheated.
IVs,
Man, ain't nobody.
microdosing, flushing it
Let's we're
again.
Nah,
not
Y'all
he
gonna
talking
we're not
cheated,
about
gonna
bro.
do that.
he
Well, we're
had a
not gonna
little
do this.
tiny
We're
bit
not
in
gonna
his
do
system.
He
we're not
I
cheated.
gonna
think
do
it,
Hey,
I
I
don't think
got
he
him
was
as a cheater,
intentionally
bro.
trying to cheat. I think somebody gave him that, and he not even. But that's his fault. But I don't think he was intentionally trying to cheat, bro. I think he took that shit without doing his research, and he popped. That's just it, cause he only popped it. He
What
popped
Eddie
the
Hearn
what
say?
was it?
He said
The
he
day.
think he took it trying to cut. Somebody gave it to him when he was trying to cut the weight. That's what Eddie Hearn
Yeah.
said.
He took it trying to
And,
cut weight. Yeah, that's why
and
him and Devin was beefing, right? That's why they
I
beefing now.
think he is a cheater. My opinion, this is just my opinion. Ryan Garcia is a cheater, period. I mean, it is what it is.
But
Um,
how can you call a man a cheater for not knowing the shit is in his system, bro? Like,
okay,
Because the stars
listen.
aligned too well. He didn't even submit his supplements that he claiming that they was
Hey,
in.
hey,
So if you're not
Peyton
trying to
Foot.
do nothing underhanded or not trying to cheat, so many facts be lining up and y'all be trying to dismiss it. Like it's
I
oh,
so
you
don't.
many
think
all of these
hold on.
coincidences.
Hey,
If you
real
think he
quick.
cheated,
I
he
don't trust
cheated.
Ryan. No, I don't trust Ryan.
Hey, real quick. Like I said it a little bit earlier. These boxers have been. It's just like the little league football up until they get to NFL. Ryan Garcia is one of the boxers that's been fighting. He's been boxing since he was very young. These boxers know what's going on. Like we just from the outside looking in. These boxers know that when they become professionals, they know that they have to stay up on all of the supplements they take. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. it's a stretch to say that this guy didn't know what was going on. It's a stretch. I'm gonna tell you, if he took the stuff, he took it for a reason. And a lot of times when these fighters are taking whatever they taking to cut weight or to have more, some of these like different performance enhancing drugs are for different purposes. Sometimes they use them just so they can train longer or so they can train harder. But when they take them, man, look, these guys are professionals. They are trying to protect their brand. When they do something like that, you better believe, please don't be naive to the fact that they're trying to get an edge,
But this
because
is
this guy has been boxing since he was a little kid.
Scooter.
He's not one of these boxers that just became a boxer when he was a teenager. Ryan Garcia has been boxing, and if you listen to his dad, he's won a lot of national titles. He's very savvy when it comes to the sport of boxing. So to say that he took something and he didn't know what it was, that's a far stretch. And I'm gonna
no.
tell
What
you,
I'm
It's not
saying
that
is,
he didn't know what it was. It
boy,
had got contaminated with something allegedly.
Well,
that's
so
why.
That's
what's
it.
your excuse for him not
that's a
submitting his
stretch.
Listen, I
supplements,
don't want.
letting them
We're
know?
not gonna talk about this. We're not gonna talk about
Yeah,
this.
I
yeah.
got you. I got you. I got you.
This shit is
Cause I
I
never
don't want
got
to
you.
ending.
do that.
Listen, it is what you think it is. It is what
Okay.
you
Yeah.
think it is at this point. So, what
I
else we
just
got
think
out
he's a cheater. Whatever it is, he a cheater.
there? Oh, we were
That's
talking about
cool.
Devin Haney. I think that they should move. They should move Devin Haney very strategically. And I mean, I
Yes.
guess they're trying to be strategic getting around this weight clause. But I could see if you just fighting a fight, but you out here trying to do this type of stuff with belts and all that. Like that's not what's cool to me. Like if you just coming
Yeah.
out here and you fighting a fight and you doing catch weights and all that, but you not holding up no belt from nobody else, trying to be quote unquote strategic, I'm cool with that. But you trying to use a belt you don't got, get somebody else belt, and there's no belt for them on the line just for you. Like that's crazy.
Hey, but look, listen to this though. If you're the champion in recess, right? And you're about, and you know Devin Haney's about to fight a champion, and that rule is already in place. What Devin Haney have to do? It'll automatically be a rule. If it's a rule, the IBF is not going to just come and say, "Oh, you have to take a," he's not going to have to combat against, a rehydration clause, 10-pound rehydration clause, because they're just not going to tell him he got to do it. If that's the rule, he ain't got to do nothing extra.
Hold on,
Y'all
let me
act
get
like
this
he
in the
trying to.
chat. Shout out to, I'm not gonna say your name, say your initials. DP for the $10 in the super chat. Appreciate you. For YouTube. Okay.
Yeah,
Go
so he
ahead.
won't have to do nothing
So that's
extra if it's a
Daddy V.
rule. It'll just the commission
Listen,
knows the
it's
rules,
not
so
a
they're not going to try to
rule.
implement nothing that's not.
It's not a rule, frequent flyer. It's a loophole.
Yeah.
When you
It's
say
a
when you say
loophole.
loophole,
That means
that
I'm
makes
trying
it
to
sense.
find a way to get around the
Oh,
rule.
yeah.
When you say loophole, that means
Try to find
that
a way to get around the rule.
it's something, it has to be something that
Way to get
exists in the
around the rule.
rule.
It's something that don't exist in the rule, which is why I can get around it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a loophole. That's why it's called the loophole.
No, it's
Because it's
something
a
that don't,
loop
if
around the
something don't,
rule and you can get through it.
no, it has to exist for you to utilize it. You thinking the opposite way. If a rule is not there, then you don't got nothing to go off of.
No,
The
the
rule
rule
have to
is
be
there,
there
but
for
we
it to be a
talking about.
loophole. A loophole just means you found something that wasn't apparent, that everybody didn't see. That's
To
what a
get aware.
loophole means. It has to be in place.
A loophole is not in place, or else you wouldn't have to go look for it. You don't have to go
Right.
look for the rule. You have to read the rules to find a way to get around them. So you find a loophole. It's not the rules and then a list of the rules and then a list of the loopholes.
Right.
You get it? But
I
either
was gonna
way,
bring an example, but I was gonna bring an example, but I'm just gonna leave it alone because we're gonna be going back and forth all day about a loophole, what's a loophole and what's not. So
Any lawyers in the chat? So that's what's gonna be next for Devin Haney, I guess. The Leo Perro fight in December.
hey, I wanted to speak on the boot situation. I kind of missed it. I wasn't up here when y'all was talking about it,
What
but
you have? What's your 2 cents?
I just think that we wanna point at the fact that Brian Norman Jr. and his team are ducking Boots, but from what I understand, he was offered 1.5 mil and he didn't take. He tried to renegotiate, and the final offer was 1.7 million, but the Norman team is asking for 2 million, and so the deal is off because of that. They're saying that that's too much, but the whole thing is Boots wants undisputed at 147. So my question is, how much does that undisputed mean to you? How much does getting that belt from him mean to you? Because it's 500,000. You can give up that from your side. I know he's probably Boots probably was going to make 4 million, 5 million, somewhere around there. So you don't think it's worth for you to give up 500,000 of yours just to make that undisputed fight happen? I mean, just to make that belt,
Nope,
it
I'm not
happen
giving
is
it to you.
sacrifice. I
Listen,
think it's
I'm
time for
not giving it to
sacrifice.
you. I'm not giving it to you because I'm not
You
about
don't
to be
want
out here.
undisputed.
Let
What
me
Brian
answer.
Norman
Let me
Senior
answer.
said, you'll never be
Listen,
undisputed.
let
Bro,
me
you make it.
answer.
How much money do you want to make, bro? You
I'm
already
not
getting
listen.
paid 8 times over what you're supposed to be making anyways, bro. Like, I'm giving
Let me
you enough.
hold on, Painful. Let me answer. It depends. Listen, it depends. If Boots want to do it, cool. But if it were me, and it's situational, right? But in this situation, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not simping with you for this belt. You keep it, and you go out there and see how long you keep it. And either we meet again later, or somebody get it off of you, and I go get it off of them.
I agree.
Because you tripping, like that's a come up in my opinion. Like you people want to talk about, oh, he got to pay him because he gonna lose, or it's a big risk, or it's all of that. Well, if you feel that way, then don't fight me right now.
Right.
And then you set
Well,
a bad trend as well, because then everybody else Boots faces that's like on the B side, they're gonna expect him to always give in to their demands. It's like, nah, fuck that.
but this why I rock with fighters like Errol Spence Jr. Yeah, I mean Bill and Devin Haney. They make sacrifices when they want to get to something that they want to get. When they trying to reach it,
that was stupid what Earl did.
That was stupid.
That was stupid what Earl did. And it was also not very smart what Devin did, because Devin set a precedence for himself that when he wants something, he can get lowballed.
I don't think we should be saying it was stupid, when we got the fight that we wanted to see. What's more important, the fight, to us?
And we wanted to see Kambosos.
We wanted to see undisputed. Yeah, we wanted to see who was the best, who's going to be undisputed. Undisputed champion.
But if you're going to take money away from me, if you're going to take a piece of what I earned just because you feel you deserve it, then forget it. I'm not doing that.
It's about the fighter. See, Errol Spence Jr. wanted that accolade under his belt. He wanted to be undisputed champion in that glamour division. So how much it meant that much to him that he would concede and let him do the coin toss and do all of the extra stuff that Bud wanted just to get that fight, because he wanted to be undisputed. It would have never happened.
Cool, Bud did that, but why? You shouldn't expect other people to do that. You shouldn't expect other people to do that.
As a hardcore boxing fan, we should the fight should mean the most to us.
So
him losing $500,000 ain't,
bro. So then tell the B side to take what they getting. Then why I gotta give up something? Why you can't take them to get?
Because
tell them to get what they giving them.
Because Boots is known to violently knock people out. So you got to think about he going to take trauma. He going to get he got a chance to get knocked out. He getting his belt taken. You know what I'm saying? His only leverage he got he knows that Boots once undisputed, so he's like, okay, it mean that much to you. I need this because I know it's a strong possibility that I'm gonna lose and get knocked out violently.
That's not Boots'
So I'm gonna
problem,
just
though.
duck if you ain't gonna give me my money out.
That's
You
why.
want this belt? Give me the
So he
money,
was
or
he
I'm
want to
ducking.
sell the belt. He trying to sell the belt.
Yeah, but that's lame
Sit down,
because
man. Sit down.
you're meant to be a
Have a seat.
fighter.
Sit down.
Earn your stripes. Why are you gonna ask somebody for what they've earned to like, oh, give me more for what they've earned and done their hard work? That's whack, man. That does not make no sense at all. My hard work, and then somebody's gonna
Yeah,
ask me for what I've worked hard for. No, I don't think so. You earn your stripes. I'm
That's
the
why
man.
I said.
I'm
That's
the
why
man.
I said it. That's why I said, how much do he want undisputed? How much do that belt mean to him? That belt and being undisputed meant a lot to Errol Spence Jr. Being undisputed meant a lot to Devin Haney. That's why he went to Australia 2 times and bent over backwards for Kambosos just to get that belt and just to
Exactly.
get that fight.
Like
That's what he wanted.
Like Planet 619 says, you want to spend over people's bread, yeah. If not, yeah, go on the other undercard. Keishan's undercard. If you're not down for it, just move on.
AM
We ain't
Sports
gonna
Media
never get
say
the fights we
Norman
want.
team wanted $2.5 million. When I myself, who just sold out in my hometown, got paid $3 million for my last fight. And
No, it
you
wasn't 2.5. Wasn't it 2?
AM Sports Media, reliable source, says Norman team wanted 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. If it's 2.5, that's almost as bad as Shakur wanting 50% with Devin Haney.
yeah.
It's just
But
crazy
see,
period. It's just crazy
I
period that
don't want to
these
speak on
B-side
that.
people are making these demands from other people's hard-earned work, and then they expect it.
Right.
Like, nah, like just if you believe in yourself, bet on yourself, and you'll reap the rewards after. But if you don't believe in yourself, don't be doing this clout chasing, trash talking. Just move on and stay in your lane. Simple things.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
probably he trying to get paid. You know what I mean? He trying to get his money.
But yeah, but what I'm
But
saying
you
is,
get more money than you already
yo,
earned, bro. Like he never earned that in his last fight, bro. What
AM
the fuck
Sports
am I
Media
missing?
say Norman is right to do what he did, and so is Hearn. If the fight isn't profitable at that price point, that's what I'm saying. I'm not finna not be profitable because you know either you gonna keep the belt and we gonna fight later, or you gonna lose the belt and I just get it up off somebody else.
just move on.
Brian Norman Jr. and his team, they know he know he can't beat Boots, man. He
So they
don't
should
think
have
he could beat
so
Boots.
they should have took that 1.7 then.
Before this came about, early on, he already made it public that they wasn't looking to fight Boots. Before he even got the belt.
Well, that definitely changed.
No, it didn't change. That's why he want that money. It didn't change. He still don't want to fight Boots. So he's asking for he's making it worth his while to fight Boots because he don't want to do it. I don't think he can win that fight. That's why Loma not fighting Tank, because I don't think that Loma really think that it's a high chance that he'll win that fight. So he at least want to make it, worth his while. He wanted to be for undisputed. He don't want to just go out and just get fed to Tank like that before he leave. And he want to leave.
You gotta believe you can win. You shouldn't even go out there.
No, I think Loma looking at how Tank taking these dudes out, and he like, man, sheesh. I'm gonna chill with my family for a little while. Let this play out. Sit back and let them knock a couple. Maybe somebody might beat Tank or something, and I'll have an easier fight. But I think I think he knows it's a bad style matchup for him. Loma, I think big punchers. Loma is cautious with big punches.
Mhm.
That's what I think. That's why he fought the fight.
And that's
fought
all.
with,
And them Tank biggest fights. People who scared of getting punched.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I can't really. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to get punched, but that's not to say that they can't win just because they.
You know what I'm saying? But to willingly want to do that shit, man, like that's crazy, bro. Like you know for a fact, like you want something, but then you don't want it. You want to go get it the easy way. Like what, man? No, hell no, bro. Like everybody else gotta take them damn same punches, bro. I ain't. Yeah, he a duck, bro.
I think the way
And
I think what's happened is as well the way Brian Norman's his dad's gone on and about it, like talking on all the media and everything. I think that's what makes it look even worse. If his son just says he wanted to fight Boots and it spoke behind the scenes and it never came to fruition, nobody would be calling duck or saying anything. But when you keep trapping it and saying I want this fight, and then it doesn't happen, it just makes it look bad.
Yeah, because like, especially like if you really, really want to fight and you feel like it was an opportunity, and then they offered you that much, you would definitely take that because this is a great opportunity for you. You finna show who you are, win or lose.
Yeah.
It's not like he couldn't have lost that fight and still, people were like, okay, like we're gonna watch him. He good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Boots.
Yeah.
you know what? I think it's a different ball game when you're talking about accolades. See, when you're just talking about the big money fights, you can do all of that stuff. Hold out. I ain't giving you this. I ain't giving you that. But then when it comes down to them accolades, getting belts and stuff like that, those things that last in history, things that get you in the Hall of Fame and stuff like that, having accolades, how many champions you beat, how many belts you have, how many weight classes you was champion in, how were you undisputed, how many times you defended the title, things like that. When it comes to stuff like that, you got to be willing to sacrifice to get it. And that's all. I hope
Yeah, it
Tank,
depends on what your goals
Boots,
are.
some of these guys, I'm saying, that's getting ducked by people, I hope they, I'm saying, wisen up. And, if they going for them accolades, sometimes you got to concede, you got to give a little. It's sacrifice, man, to get them belts and stuff. I hope Tank or Boost do it, man.
Tank don't gotta sacrifice to get no
No.
belts.
How? If they ain't going to fight him?
I mean,
He got to make it worth their while.
Yeah, I'll make it worth your while, but I'm not about to overpay you
You ain't
or
going to
have
ever
to
get them
take money
accolades
away from
then. No
myself to pay
sacrifice,
for
you ain't going to get it.
Okay, well,
That's cool.
There's a Brian Norman Jr. Senior said. He said he ain't gonna never be undisputed. Didn't he say that? I ain't gonna never fight you. I'm gonna fight these other people. Because it ain't no
what you mean? But who's to
rule. It
say you
ain't
finna
nothing.
beat everybody? Who's to say you finna beat everybody?
Well, in other words, it's no rules or anything in place that forces champions to fight each other. You got the Muhammad Ali Act, implemented the ranking system to make sure the fighters that's coming up get to fight one of the champions in the sanctioning bodies. But it's no rule in place that says you have to unify. So those guys can just keep fighting the people in their rankings, of the belt that they have, and not even go near none of those guys who got the belts,
Yeah,
So
but you missing my question. Who's to say you gonna keep the belt?
I
You can
mean,
lose your next 2 fights.
yeah, but when you're talking about the upper echelon of the fighters that's make it up there to get the belts, usually they the upper echelon of the the sanctioning body, of the ranking system. Them guys that's making it up there, they defend their titles or whatever. Every once in a while, you will have a guy come up that's a hard puncher, who is a phenom or something like that, that can probably dethrone you. But it's probably going to take a couple fights. He know Boots is pressed for time. Boots don't got all the time in the world. Look at what Eddie Hearn trying to do now. Just because he ain't getting this fight right here, Eddie Hearn ready to take him up to 154 because both of those champions, well, none of those champions down there acting like they want the smoke. Barrios was singing the same old song, but people ain't talking about that. He was singing the same song before Brian Norman Jr. was.
No,
Yeah.
a lot of people already said he'd already ducked. Stanley Onis ducked as well. But at the same time, you can't make these fighters get in the ring with him. So I mean, he is stuck between a brick and a hard place with that situation.
Who say that again? I missed that.
No, I said that I said Stanley on his end. Barrios was a duck for trying. I mean, he already tried to fight them. They didn't want no smoke. So at this point, it's like, what else can he do?
That's what I'm saying. He'll never be undisputed. He got to move up to 154. Congratulations to you, 2 Cents, for the 1,000 subscribers. I meant to say that when I first came up here. Congratulations to you.
Appreciate it. Zach B, Big Ed, what's going on? All right, well, we've been on here 2 hours tonight. Thank everybody for joining me. We can go around the panel and let everybody get their last 2 cents off. I enjoyed y'all on the panel today. Thanks for coming by the show. Dragon Assassin, what's your closeout? What you got?
Congratulations on getting 1,000 subscribers, and right about now you're killing it. Right about now for the females, you're absolutely killing it in boxing. So, you know,
Thank you.
Pat on the back, yeah, and proud of you, man, and keep up the good work. I'll keep supporting you. So, salute.
Thank you.
I'll go. I just want to say I appreciate, you letting me come up here, and I love talking boxing with y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all smash the like button on the way out.
Yeah.
And again, congratulations on 1,000.
Thank you.
Big up, Queen.
Yeah.
Big up, Queen. Hey,
Thank
not
you.
just for the females, you killing it. Hey, not just saying for the females, you killing it. You killing it, Queen. Big up and
Thank you.
respect.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations for 1,000. Keep it up. Like you said, It's only the beginning.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Take care, Queen.
All right. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, everybody, thank y'all for joining me today on my pop-up live, celebrating my 1,000 subscribers today. Just open panel talk. I want to thank everybody that joined me. Dragon Assassin, Big Ed in the building. What's going on? AM Sports Media, Zach B, That Whole Boy, Benaya Wright, Big J, Planet 619, Adarius Warren, Benaya Wright, Jarrell Hattie, SBG Mello, Kino Love One, C Wood, and everybody else that joined me today. In case I skipped your name, listen, if this is your first time here on the channel, please make sure to punch that like and subscribe button. And if you want to, you can send a donation to the Cash App at 2 Cents Boxing. Shout out to all of my subscribers. Shout out to my new subscribers. Shout out to my subscribers that's been here since the beginning. I appreciate y'all. And I will be live again on Sunday at 5 p.m. So I'm Jay. Stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next live.
Will